Hello, welcome back. Today I will reflect on the end of the Premier League season by looking back at my dreadful predictions at the start of the season, and as evident right here. And with hindsight being 2020 in this aspect, I I'll admit wholeheartedly I didn't actually do too bad on my predictions, as I'm actually happy with the fact that I got the first and last correct. But all those should be relatively they should have been relatively straightforward, to be frank. As although Man City, you never would have expected them to have such a uh, contentious fight for the title. They were pretty much almost near guaranteed to win the Premier League. While Norwich City, on the other hand, was touted to finish last by a lot of people. Meanwhile, my two predictions that I'm actually happy I got spot on are the the likes of Burnley getting 18th. Although I really am sad to see them getting that spot, as I think that they really squandered any uh, kind of chance of staying up, but they just didn't have the talent there to compete. And coincidentally, I and much to my joy, I predicted Arsenal was going to get fifth, when a lot of people were very pessimistic, especially after the poor start, that they may not even they could have been relegated. But no, they kept the course and they ended up finishing fifth, and I am more than satisfied with that result, at least for my prediction. At least the fact that I got my prediction right. And looking at some of my other predictions, I had some I got way off. That would include Everton being me predicting them to be ninth when they in fact finished 16th, and that was an awful prediction in my opinion, and there's really no way to defend me in that case, with them having a horrendous start to the season that was not helped by the incompetence of Rafa Benitez. They were able to steer the ship at least somewhat up to course with Frank Lampard, and it'll be interesting to see if they can make any moves next year to remain competitive. As evident in the last game, although it was a small sample size, that does not bode well for their efforts next year. Furthermore, as another suspect prediction I made, and again unexcusable, is the one for Manchester United being in third and Liverpool being in fourth. As I have no idea what I was thinking at the time. Obviously, I was blinded by the fact that Manchester United was on track to be successful with Cristiano Ronaldo and just all the other players they got in the summer transfer window, while also not giving Liverpool the credit or credits due, and believing the team had been so successful and so consistent in the past few years. There's really no going around it those predictions. The same really goes for any of my other predictions, and whether it be with Tottenham or Leicester City finishing lower than I predicted, or me being kind of harsh on Newcastle United, which could have very easily happened if Steve Bruce stayed at the helm. They were on track to finish to finish in the relegation zone. While I also think on the other side I was a little too easy on Watford, who finished second in the championship last year, but really did not offer any competition to any teams this year, finishing with 23 points, which Arsenal finished with three times as many points and with 69 points. Nice. And in fifth. So overall, as I reflect on my putrid Premier League predictions from last year, I I have to admit my faults where I made I made in this instance, and I will learn from these predictions, and hopefully I will improve next year. Although I'm overall relatively content with my expertise. By no means I might be a jersey connoisseur, and it just so happens I'm wearing a Spanish jersey. The irony, but I'm by no means a Premier League connoisseur uh, or any kind of connoisseur. It's a at the end of the day, it's a joke. My YouTube channel name, and I think that sometimes you got to make it kind of try to find the humor in life, and in this instance, looking at our Premier League predictions, they are very laughable. So anyway, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoy, and join me next time as I go in depth into my ranking of every Arsenal player this season. Arrivederci.